Hi, this is Tony Davis for See You There Promotions with the guys from the Hot 1-2. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How's it going?
How are we all?
Yeah, very well.
Very well,
Yeah,
thank you.
good.
Good. Yeah, I'm great. And thank you very much for sparing the time to come along and have a chat with me tonight.
Not a problem. Thank you for having us.
It's our
You're
pleasure.
welcome. Good. And it's sort of on the back of a gig that you've got coming up in Hastings in the near future, but more so on the back of Superbia, which I think came out in November eventually, did it not? In its full extent. I know you've been releasing tracks for several months before that, but the album came out fully in November and it's been very well received.
That's
It's
great.
been-
Yeah, we've been really pleased with how well it's been received. Absolutely, yeah.
I was really sorry. Carry on.
I was going to say we couldn't have wished for it to have gone any better, really. There's a lot of releases get a lot of money pumped into them by labels to really push them along, and we didn't have that luxury with this. So it is literally, I think, drip feeding the campaign all the way through the year, coming to the end of the year, building up a little bit of momentum, and then obviously release. It's it just couldn't have gone any better, really, for us.
For me, as far as looking at it as an album was concerned, I think it's quite difficult these days to review albums sometimes when tracks get released on a regular basis. So by the time the album comes out, you've heard most of it, and sometimes albums don't hang together. But I really thought, I listened to yours and I listened to the tracks you'd released and the new stuff that had come out on the album as well that we'd not heard before. And my first reaction was, wow, a really well hung together album.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Great to hear.
A
Yeah,
proper album, not just a collection of tracks.
Yeah.
Well, that's great to hear. I mean, because I think that's really what we wanted to set out and do with it. We wanted it to be a decent hard rock album that I think it's fair to say, guys, to capture the live energy, but on a record. And yeah, so far it's been very positive, in terms of people saying that they've seen us live and they've put the CD on, and they think it's a fair representation. So I think we've pulled off what we intended to.
yeah, absolutely. And I think the release campaign that sort of fed into it, I think that helped because we had the theme of the 7 deadly sins running underneath it. I think that helped sort of tie it all together, really. So yeah, that's really nice feedback. Thank you very much.
No, you're welcome. I'm always pleased to say good things about good music, So what's been the sort of the live action that you've had over the last 12 months, because I keep seeing your name cropping up here, there and everywhere. So you've presumably been fairly busy on the road.
Pretty much every weekend, I think, since March, maybe. March last year. Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, we got around the place. There wasn't too much rhyme or reason into kind of where we were going and what we were doing, but I think last year, Planet Rock and Winter Rocks kind of stood out towards the end of the year. Obviously, our hometown show at the Cambridge at the Portland Arms went really well. But in the lead up to that, we played a couple of shows with Dead Man's Whiskey. I think it was Liverpool and London. We did quite a bit with our good friend Scam. We got a couple of shows in with Scam. We've been really enjoying their shows and supporting them.
Good band,
great band. And
band.
We made a trip up and did Trillions and Bannermans last year, which we really enjoyed. And got around a bit. Last season, festivals, Firestorm, SOS Fest, Sav Fest were fantastic. And we did a couple of Call of the Wild, and we did a couple of Hard Rock Hells as well.
Okay.
So last year for us was a really fun year of getting around to new venues, new gigs, new festivals, meeting new people, new fans and new bands. And hopefully similar this year.
Let's hope so. What seems to be happening to me is there's an awful lot of festival work springing up these days, isn't there? No longer just massive festivals. There are a lot of smaller festivals that really focus in on not just pulling people in with huge acts, but actually focusing in on really good music and bringing bands together that can put on a really good show over a couple of days.
I think as well, Tony, that one of the reasons for that is obviously cost of living is everyone's feeling the pinch. So some of these higher profile festivals, when you're looking at paying, upwards of £200-300 to go, these little festivals they create as well. Although they're only on once a year, they create a long-standing community of people that come together. And I think that's really the crux of it, is that these festivals, although there's so many little ones, and we're part of that community scene as well, everybody travels, everybody goes to, it's like a traveling crowd. I mean, the amount of people that we see that we've become friends with, we don't just class people as fans, that we actually become friends with them because they turn up at so many different cities that we're playing in, that they're almost touring with us. They come around the country, and it's exactly the same with the festival scene, I think.
I think we've seen that as promoters as well, that we've put bands on and people are traveling from a long way to see them. We've had bands like Brave Rival and Empire, and people coming from all over the place to see them. And it's tremendous. It
I
really
think it's
is
almost
great.
like a little adventure for people, isn't it?
It
Because they
is,
get to go, they stay in a hotel for a night, they get to see a town that they've not ordinarily gone to.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic to be a part of it. It really is.
Yeah.
And I think kind of the same reason we enjoy doing it as well, isn't it? We go to a town that we don't know, we've not seen for a while, and have a few beers and have a good night.
So have you ever been to Hastings before? I know you haven't as a band, but you might have been as individuals.
I've got some family there, so hopefully I'll be bringing a little army along with us.
That'll be brilliant.
I had no idea.
Have your family been here for a while?
Good 10 years, I think. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That'd be quite interesting because you bring your family. It'll be strange if we know them,
Full world.
Yeah, you never know.
Never know. No. You probably remember that originally we were trying to bring you down as part of a 3-band bill with Gin Annie and White Raven Down. We couldn't sort of get all the dates locked for that, but we decided then, we want the Hot One too. So you're coming down as headliners.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity, Tony.
Absolutely, we're looking forward to it.
We really do.
Okay, well, it's a new venture a new venue for us to put on a show, not a new venue to us because we all go there to watch bands as well. But this venue is ticketing a gig for the first time.
Wow, it's new territory.
We've decided that we persuaded them that they should do ticketed gigs because I don't know if anybody knows much about Hastings, but it does a lot of live music, but it's becoming not sustainable really. So we wanted to bring in a band that we thought would be exciting to kick that off. And that's you guys, no pressure.
All right. Okay.
That's really exciting for us. So
that's awesome. Yeah, we can't wait. Oh, that's proper amped me up.
Yeah. So
love a challenge.
We're sort of hoping the ticket sales are going to just go boom, but we'll have to wait and see. They're doing fairly well at the moment, but lots of people have started booking last couple of weeks towards gigs. We've noticed now as well. So
it's the run up to payday as well. I think January is notoriously a tough month because you come out of Christmas, and everybody's feeling the pinch of that, and then it is a bit of a slog. So. I mean, we're excited. I mean, I've certainly heard quite a lot of people, that have messaged saying, looking forward to seeing you in Hastings. It's going to be great. And, also, the other bands, White Tiger, Not Now Norman, they're great bands as well. They're very talented. So, hopefully it'll be a great night of some, full on rock for people.
Well, hopefully so. So what are your plans for the next 12 months then? Obviously the biggest plan you've got is to play at the Carlisle in Hastings on the
obviously
second.
Won't top that.
2nd of February. Yeah. Top of the bill, that one. Yeah. So what else you got planned?
I mean, obviously we've just put Superbia out, so we want to get round to a lot of the same places that we've been, and sort of made put roots in over the last year, and to keep going around that circle really, and keep playing the music live really, and hoping that people enjoy it.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's a bit of a different year for us, Tony, because obviously having the release of Superbia and having a 12-month campaign with it, there was always some content to put out, whether it be a new design here or a new single coming out or a music video. There was always something. So, you know, certainly the challenge this year is to keep the engagement up with the fan base. Also, you know, push the brand. We want the brand to be out. You know, if people are going to these festivals that you mentioned previously, we want them to be wearing our t-shirt. You know, we want people to be seeing the band logo. And it does fill us with a bit of comfort when you say you've been seeing the name popping around here, there, and everywhere, because that was one of our goals for last year. Was we wanted to get around. We wanted people to see the name. I think it's just capitalizing on the release now and just making sure that, you know, we live up to people's expectations, really.
Right. Yeah, that will. Yeah, I can see that. You know, you get that first album out, and it's about embedding for a little while, isn't it? So
that's it. And last year was such a busy year with there was always something going on, whether it's getting ready for the release or one of the releases, getting the Kickstarter together and all this. So it's nice to kind of take a little bit of that pressure off, concentrating to doing some live shows and maybe crack on with a bit more writing behind the scene, perhaps.
I'm glad you mentioned the Kickstarter, actually, Nick, because I see a lot of people, a lot of bands now sort of trying to fund their starts like that. Did you find that quite easy, or did the money sort of flood in?
It was absolutely invaluable to us in terms of the release, and I think we'd have struggled without it.
Yeah.
I know it was a lot of work. Simon kind of headed that up, and I know it was quite a lot of work to get it done, but I think we'd all agree that it was totally worth doing.
Yeah,
I don't think it would have been anywhere near as successful. And in terms of, you know, branding and getting the brand out there, you know, t-shirts, the LPs, all of that sort of stuff. It was only when we kind of got off the ground that we realized just how much all of this stuff costs.
Yeah.
You know, Simon, you'll be able to elaborate on that more than myself, perhaps. But yeah, I mean, we done the Kickstarter and there, you know, there wasn't a lot left from it because it was all committed.
No.
Yeah.
And of course, it's quite difficult for bands now because really the only place you can make your money is selling your merch, isn't it? Selling your CDs and your T-shirts out on the road, because gone are the days when people would walk into record stores and pick up a CD, because they stream it mostly, and it's the people that go to the gigs.
Not much money in Spotify either, unfortunately.
No, I know. I mean, I'm really sort of religious about what I use Spotify for. I will use it for research, but when I want to play music on my radio shows, I'll go out and buy the tracks or buy the albums or that sort of thing. And always when I'm on the radio, I will say, you know, buy this from Bandcamp or wherever it's up for sale, you know, bands' websites or that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it really does make a difference as well. And you know, having merch and new lines coming out, discount codes, newsletters going out. We were fortunate enough to win the Stone Dead poll last year to open up Stone Dead, and one of the things we did was jump in the Stone Dead group and look, hey, Stone Dead code, however much percent off on a t-shirt and a CD bundle, and it makes a difference, you know. And for us, that's a huge, that's a big chunk for us. That's such a big deal for us.
Well, hopefully you're going to be able to sell some merch when you come to Hastings, so that'll be
I'm sure we'll bring a couple of
bring a lorry full of merch.
Download the stuff.
A couple of lorries at least. Just reserve the parking for us.
We had a band come to another venue a few weeks ago, and they bought in boxes and boxes and there was more merch than there was gear on the stage. Guys, thanks very, very much for giving me your time tonight. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm really excited really excited to see you at the Carlisle in a couple of weeks. So
Fantastic.
thanks very much for the chat.
Thanks for
No
having us.
problem.
Thanks,
We
thank
look
you.
forward to having a beer with you.
And that'll be excellent. See you there.
See you there.
See you
Cheers,
later.
Danny.
See you there.
Bye.